the Vigilante, the short sellers that are behind the losses we're seeing in regional banks, including PACW. They were squeezed today and they ran to the hills today, the 5th of May 2023. So you can see PACW ran up a huge gain of 1.7% on above average volume of 134.7 million shares. Yesterday, the stock printed a 52-week low. So we can see here that they're saying that there's some potential beneficiaries of a market bottom. So they're saying that some of these regional banks may have bottomed. Some of them include PACW and Western Alliance. So regional banks today recovered almost all or most of their recent losses from the previous session, as analysts from Hope Group JPMorgan provided support for the sector that's been quickly losing ground in recent weeks. So they have to come out. It's a bank like JPMorgan have to lend their weight to all of these things, because if things go bad again, I guess the hands are full. They might be still called again to come and bid for these banks, in as much as it may lead to an expansion, but it's not I guess it's not an enjoyable exercise. They're still part of the whole system. They're still part of the whole, even though they're not regional, they are much multi-global, but it still affects them, it still concerns them. So it is really good that they've come out, especially JP Morgan, to lend their support and say things, talk the market up, talk the Vigilante out and send them back to the hills where they all come from. So PACW led the snapback in regional banks with a whooping 81%. You saw that at the closing bell. The stock was halted multiple times for volatility during the session, as it surpassed its previous record gain on a closing basis of 33.9% as of the 14th of March this year. Yesterday, it lost 71%. Yes, amid a 6-day losing streak, its longest losing streak since the 6 days that ended on the 13th of March this year, as the regional banking crisis began, and the worst 6-day performance since the stock went public in 2000. And Hove, the group analyst, said today that banks offered a rare entry point, as they call a potential bottom to the steep sell-offs in the sector, amid speculation about further bank failures, despite updates from regional banks on deposit strength. There's nothing new fundamentally occurring with the banking system deposits, other than the already known movement from lower cost sources. Okay, according to the analysts, some potential beneficiaries, include PAWC as well. So the prediction of a market bottom is coming true at the moment, according to the analysts, as bank stocks rebounded, as a stronger than expected April job report suggested a soft landing on the economy. So yes, that's what happened. The Vigilante, the short squeezes, the short sellers, they were caught napping on this one. So these banks, I can say that nobody can really say that these guys have been running their banks, running their businesses with the best of strategies. Some of them, borrow short and lend long. So complicating things for themselves and all that stuff. So, but at the same time, the problems they have are not as bad as this stock has portrayed. They are not as bad as some of these short sellers have tried to make it look. They have their algos, they are pushing out their content out there, and using their algos to do all sort of things concerning the stock. Some of them have access to price determination. They can place orders. They can place orders and cancel them. And all of these can influence the price of a stock negatively. But you and I can't, because you don't have access to those things. So some of these guys, even though some of them may not be really, not in all cases may not be shorting the stock as such, but they might be using tools to help others, to do price determinations, like I said earlier on, and driving the price down. But today, it has gone beyond them. It has gone beyond their tactics. JPMorgan and indeed this analyst from Hope Group have come out and lend their support. So it's more is needed. More support is needed from the likes of JPMorgan, because their hands are already their hands are already tied, and their hands are already full. They can't probably afford to come and bid for another failing regional bank. So this is it's a daily chart, and you can see here it has it's just right above its most extreme downward projection of 5.05. so there are upper projections of 6.98. After that we have 8.31. After that we have 9.22. Then we have 10.14 all the way towards 18.69 on the daily chart. So let's look at the weekly chart and see what we have there for PACW. Okay, so the most extreme upper projection on the weekly chart is $28.84. Okay, it's just slightly below its most extreme downward projection of 5.5. So the projections on these, the algos on the PACW are quite bullish. As you can imagine, it has lost a lot of value, so naturally this is what you might expect. So the next projection from where it is right now is 8.53. Is that how likely is all of that? So in this post-market session, it is currently trading at $5.85. So yes, PACW rallied from a low 52-week low that it printed yesterday, the 4th of May 2023, gained 1.7%, as JPMorgan and a certain analyst from Hope Group lend their support and call the bottom on regional banks, including PACW. So just know how you play in these stocks. It's really careful. Just be really careful. There are a lot of manipulators out there, and they're out to get these regional banks. So I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.